After about a half hour, Monica announces the end of the club time. Monica and Natsuki end up leaving first, as Yuri and I linger behind to pack up. Coincidentally, we both bump into each other as we both make our way for the door.
Hey.
Sorry, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yuri says, avoiding my gaze. I step out of the way to allow her to go out first into the hallway. I follow behind her. I shut the door behind us. I was expecting Yuri to continue walking off, but instead she just stands off to the side, looking at the floor, red-faced. Is everything okay? Yuri takes a deep breath.
I wanted to apologize for the way Adrian treated you yesterday. He was out of line, and I'm not sure what got into him.
I'm not too torn up about that. I made a promise that I'd be respectful towards your guys' relationship, and so that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I appreciate that. Still, he had no right to be so aggressive.
That's fine. He's not the first angry guy that's come at me for messing with his girl.
But you weren't messing with me. I was just trying to help.
And you did. You did a fine job, Yuri.
Well, that's a relief. I was worried that you were upset by all this and would have blamed me off for all it. For all it, yeah.
No, I'm not blaming you for anything. You're good. I have thick skin for this kind of stuff. And in general. Shiro says as he squeezes his bicep, which elicits a giggle from Yuri.
I'm glad to hear it.
A moment of silence passes between them as both Shiro and Yuri are lost for words.
Well, I must be going. I don't want to be late getting home.
Oh, funny enough, I'm heading the same way. I can walk you out if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. The two begin walking towards the exit. Shiro attempts to continue the conversation. This could not possibly end in disaster. So, heard you say back there that you're Scandinavian.
Oh, yes I am. My family is of Scandinavian origin. My mother's side is Russian and my father's side is Swedish. Us Andersons only emigrated here within the last 50 years.
Anderson, huh? That's your last name?
That's right. I don't believe I ever called yours.
Robillard. It's Norman. Got it from my father's side of the family. My mom is Japanese.
That's interesting. I've always wanted to go to Japan. It's been my dream to visit Mount Fuji.
You know, I think my mom might have visited it when she was young. I'm sure I have some old family photos of it laying around somewhere. Maybe I can show you sometime.
That would be terrific.
The two continue their conversation as they head out of the building. By this time of the day, most of the clubs have ended. Nearly all the faculty have gone home, leaving the outer grounds of the school unsupervised. Natsuki walks across the street to a silhouetted figure leaning against a tree. The figure looks up upon hearing Natsuki's approach.
Hey, you made it.
You'd think I'd miss a smoke session.
Well, I didn't know how long you were going to be. My buddies were short on time and a little antsy. That's not how you spell antsy, A-N-T-S-Y. So we had to burn our stuff quick. I did save you one, though.
Adrian says, handing Natsuki a cigarette.
I forgive you.
Yeah, still kind of you.
He says, smirking at Natsuki as she pulls out a lighter from her pocket and ignites it against the cigarette butt. Is that what it's called? That was the butt. Anyway, once it's lit, she lets out a puff of smoke.
Ah, that's refreshing.
Glad you liked it. So how was the literature club?
It was fine. Nothing too exciting happened. Well, just having us get ready for the festival coming up. Yours truly is going to whip up the biggest, baddest cake on the block.
Adrian lets out a chuckle.
If you can back that up, I might just have to drop by myself.
You wouldn't visit for Yuri's sake?
Of course I would, but your cake is an extra incentive to come.
Yeah, good to know someone values my culinary expertise.
The two share a chuckle with each other.
Speaking of Yuri, how's she?
Fine. Why?
She says, eyeing him suspiciously. The second he and eyeing Adrian merely shrugs his shoulders.
Just curious. Sure not bothering you guys?
Nope, all's well.
Good.
Adrian says as he nods off into space as Natsuki finishes her cigarette.
Hey, weird question for you.
What's up?
You knew Shiro from back in the anime club, right?
Yeah, what about it?
You think he's changed at all since last year?
Natsuki shrugs her shoulders.
I haven't really talked to him all that much, to be honest. I mean, he seems to still be the same chill person I always knew.
Adrian looks off into space again.
For what it's worth, it's not like he tried hitting on me or any of the other girls in the club at the time. He was crushing big time on Monica.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I'm worried he'll get the bright idea of falling for Yuri. If you think about it, her and Monica have a lot in common.
Natsuki lets out a raspberry.
Oh, come on, Adrian. Monica and Yuri are completely opposite.
They're more alike than you give them credit for.
What makes you say that?
Adrian sighs.
Let's just say I think Yuri would be the kind of girl that Shiro would fawn over. She's a beautiful girl, long flowing hair, the sweetness in her voice, being kind, gentle, respectable. Monica's more confident while Yuri tends to stick to herself, but if you get to know Yuri, she's really not all that different from Monica on some stuff. Heck, if Yuri had more confidence in herself, she'd light up a room just as well as Monica could. She just chooses not to for whatever reason.
To a point. You're not seriously worried that Yuri's going to leave you for Shiro, are you?
No, I don't think that'd happen. But for the both of us, this is our first relationship. I might be a little naive here, but Yuri, she's really special to me. I don't want to mess it up, and I don't want someone else messing it all up either. She's really been the only girl I ever resonated with in that way, and once we got past all the awkwardness...
Yeah, she really is one of a kind. Well, Adrian, the way I see it is if you keep her happy, she'll have no reason to leave you. Shiro's not the type to poach someone else's girlfriend, so I really think you're overreacting.
Yeah, but the whole poem thing, how he creeped on Monica, and every other girl he had a hard on for. I just can't imagine what I'd do if I caught him doing that to Yuri. That's why I want them to be as far away as possible. I don't trust Shiro's intentions. I've seen how he acts towards girls.
Shiro can act like a caveman around the girls he likes, but Yuri can handle herself. You really should try putting a little more faith in her. If it happens, and I doubt it will, she'll come to you. Besides, I really doubt Shiro's looking to try anything given everything he's going through. You really have nothing to worry about.
Adrian lets out a sigh.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to look out for her. She's a special girl, there's not too many people around like her. It's funny, for years I swore up and down that I'd never let myself get so invested into another person again. That all changed when I met her. I don't know. It's like she flipped a switch inside my head. It sounds corny, but that's how it happened.
I know what you mean,
Natsuki says, looking off to the ground. She then clears her throat.
Well, at any rate, thanks for saving one.
Yeah, no problem.
Adrian says as he walks up to Natsuki to give her a bro handshake.
I'll see you around.
Laters!
Adrian and Natsuki walk their separate ways as they begin their respective journeys home. It's the morning before first period. Shiro is sitting in Mr. Hara's relatively empty classroom. Only he and a few students sitting scattered across the room. Is a sentence fragment. He mindlessly rolls his pencil up his notebook paper when he notices someone sit down in a seat in front of him. His eyes lazily gaze up. Gaze up? Sam?
Hi, Shiro.
Shiro quickly sits upright in his chair. Hey, you need something?
I was wondering if we could talk in private.
What's this about?
I'll tell you once we're alone.
Sam gets out from her seat and gestures for Shiro to follow him. Shiro, shrugging his shoulders, unenthusiastically follows behind her. Good God. Sam leads Shiro to an empty stairwell on the far side of the school. Shiro quickly realizes which specific stairwell he's been led to and looks on at Sam with a peculiar look. Sam, however, returns a deadly serious stare. So, what did you bring me here for?
I wanted to ask you about something. About you and Michael, more specifically.
Shiro lets out a frustrated sigh. I've already done this 100 times, he grumbles internally. What? Okay, now we're good. We're fine. Yes, we were friends until we left the anime club. Haven't spoken to him since, and I really don't plan to. No, I don't think he posted the pictures of Charlotte, Gila, and Ruby. There, done. Bye. Shiro turns to leave the stairwell before he's stopped by Sam, who calls out to him.
Wait, that's not what I'm asking you.
Shiro slowly turns back around, letting out another sigh. Alright, what exactly is it that you want to know?
Why did you two stop being friends? I remember for the few couple of weeks of the semester, you guys seemed like pretty good friends.
Why do you want to know?
I'm trying to clear Michael's name. I know he didn't do what he's accused of. So I need to know everything. If I can prove he didn't do it, they'll have to let him come back.
Well, it's nice that finally someone else sees through all the bullshit. But what you're trying to do is impossible. You want to know what happened to Charlotte? It's because she found out the truth about Kai, and Kai did all that to make sure she never talked. I heard he got into Charlotte's phone and deleted something, so there's no longer any evidence of him admitting to anything. I don't know why Kayla and Ruby were roped into this, probably just to add insult to injury. You saw what happened and you still want to get involved in this.
What happened to Michael is wrong, and nobody else is going to step up to try to clear his name.
Sam, you're a nice girl, and I'm sure Michael appreciates you doing this for him. So don't take this the wrong way when I tell you that it's a bad idea to get involved in this. What's happening is bigger than any of us. Kai is trying to inflict cruelty and terror onto the school, and for some reason the powers that be are allowing that to happen. Anyone that's gotten in the way has ended up hurt, ruined, or tainted.
If nobody else steps up and tries to figure out what's going on, then it'll be too late, and Kai or whoever is behind all of this wins.
Sure, let's outside. You sound just like Charlotte did.
Well, she was right to do it.
Shira looks gloomingly back at Sam.
Yeah, she was. I just don't think you should put yourself on the line for this. Enough people have already gotten hurt. I almost say it's best to leave it up to the authorities to handle. New apostrophe there. Though I can't say I'm optimistic given their track record.
All the more reason to get involved now and put a stop to it.
Shiro grunts.
Look, why are you really doing this? I know you said it's to do the right thing and to clear Michael's name, but why are you really doing this?
Don't you care about him too?
Not anymore, at least not like that.
A heavy silence passes between them. Sam looks on at Shiro, bewildered. Shiro lets out another sigh.
There's a lot you don't know. I'm sure Michael could tell you why he stopped talking to me better than I could.
He only ever mentioned that it happened. He never got into the why, so that's why I wanted to hear it from you. I know you're not a bad person, Shiro.
Shiro scoffs.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm serious. I never believed all that stuff about the poem thing. I might have stayed out of it, but I saw the whole thing. I've known you for years. We may have never had the chance to go to or get to actually know each other, but I know you're not what people make you out to be. You're not like Kai.
Shiro shakes his head despondently.
That's funny when your best friend tells you that you're just like him in a way.
Charlotte said that. Why?
She was making a point, and honestly, she wasn't wrong. Kai and I, we've never really seen eye to eye. There's too many eyes in one sentence. I might never know why, but there's something about me that just agitates him. It's like an itch he can't scratch. He always had a chip on his shoulder, and his ego was always nauseating. Originally, I tried to ignore it, but eventually I just had enough and started pushing back a little. I was met back with a shove. Then I shoved back, and things just escalated into pranks and other horrible things we did to each other. Our feud ended up being the entertainment for the masses back in middle school. We both pulled in people who had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with it, or who shouldn't have been involved. Even people who wanted nothing to do with it ended up getting caught up in our little war. Because we never turned back. We were both too prideful. We never really listened to each other, not at the time at least. That's what Charlotte was trying to tell me. We're two sides of the same coin. So I'm not a good person, not with the shit I've done, half of which you probably don't even know about.
It doesn't matter who you were then, Shiro. We are what we choose to be now. We can't let our past mistakes haunt us, otherwise we never grow from it. You have to live your life at the moment, make the most of the time you have on this earth, and commit to your goals. Worrying, feeling sorry about yourself, it's not going to make you any better. You need to push forward.
I would if I could.
You still can. You just have to take that first step.
Another moment of silence passes.
If you can help me, and if I can clear Michael's name, maybe I can help you two be friends again.
Like that'll ever happen. Michael's a two-faced coward. He showed me his true colors when he turned tail and ran from the anime club. Never looked back on it once he left. With all this on him now, the last thing he'd want to do is hang around us to undesirables. He didn't care about us, and I don't know if he ever did.
That is not true.
What do you mean?
Sam lets out a shaky breath.
That day, the day he left, I found him crying by the old oak tree. He told me that he'd just made some hard decision which resulted in him hurting someone. He was upset over it. Didn't know until later that it was because of that. but I think he feels terrible over what happened. You both have lingering anger toward each other. It's not healthy, and if you keep at it this way, you'll just have another Kai situation. Because you said yourself you guys were never willing to listen to each other. If you're still willing to hear him out, and if I can bring him back, I'll do what I can to get him to listen to you.
Shiro stares at the ground in silence as he processes what Sam had just said. He then stares wistfully up at the ceiling and shakes his head, letting out a long sigh.
Fine, I'll do what I can to help Michael. I'll give you the scoop on what happened and what Charlotte found out before she was taken out.
Shiro looks over his shoulder to ensure no one is about to enter the stairwell. He doesn't hear anyone coming from the bottom of the steps.
Alright, this is what happened.
Shiro proceeded to tell Sam the entirety of events that he and Michael had gone through with Kai since the first day. From the first day to when he first got inducted into the club, the times they hung out, everything up to this unceremonious exit from the club. He told Sam everything that what Charlotte had told him of and what she had pieced together. He told her about Charlotte's confrontation with Kai and what he had confessed to her. After he finished the retelling of the story, Sam leans back against the wall in shock.
Yeah, that's what's been going on.
That's so terrible.
It's been hell to endure.
Another moment of silence hangs in the air.
Well, that's all I know. I don't know where you go from here. There's no word on when either Charlotte or Clyde will come back, and I doubt Michael's going to be here anytime soon.
I do have one idea.
What?
Maybe I should be the one to confront one of Kai's friends.
I'm not sure you want to do that.
Why not?
1, I doubt they'll tell you anything. 2, they're just as bad as Kai. That's why they stick around him like moths to a light. I think it's too risky.
It's risky, but there's really no other option here. I think talking to that Randy guy might be my best bet.
Well, he's dumb enough to where maybe he'll let something slip. But I'm sure he'll be in close proximity to Victor. That's someone you don't want to mess with.
Michael did always seem agitated around him. Now I know why, since he was one of his harassers.
Speaking of which, one thing I forgot to mention. After Clyde gave him his second warning, Michael said something to me about how other people who had nothing to do with this were getting pulled in. Did he mean you?
Sam looks at Shiro, bemused.
Oh, I don't...
Wait a minute. The locker. Her drawings. Sam lets out another shaky breath. There's no way. He did all that? Without warning, a deep, searing pain tears through Sam's head. Oh, why now? Sam groans as she clutches her head. She starts feeling dizzy. Her legs wobble. Sam leans back against the wall in an effort to get control of herself.
Sam, you okay?
Sam lets out a dry cough, then clears her throat.
Yeah, just a headache.
Shiro stares skeptically at Sam.
It looks like a little more than just a headache.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I think I might actually be onto something.
She says with another cough.
I'll have to ask Michael the next time I see him.
She says, wheezing between her words.
Sam, are you okay?
Yeah, I just need to take my medicine. I guess that's our cue to head back. Thank you, Shiro.
Sure, no problem.
Shiro says as he gets the door for Sam, who slowly trudges through the doorway.
So, what are you going to do about approaching Randy?
I'll think of something.
Sam smiles brightly at Shiro before letting out another cough and continuing on her way back to the classroom.